A new experiment in GTA 5, descending Mount Chilliad without brakes. Today we'll find out which car can make it down the tallest mountain in GTA and successfully reach the finish line. Be sure to like, subscribe to the channel, and don't forget to hit the bell so you don't miss new videos.
Hi guys! As always, your favorite little penguin Koki is here with you. And today,
Descent without brakes. In this challenge, we are going to see just how far these cars can really go as they fly down the massive slope of the tallest mountain, Mount Chilliad in GTA 5. We will find out which cars will be able to reach the finish line safe and sound, because this really is a true descent without any brakes at all. Most importantly, make sure to subscribe to the channel. Don't forget to hit the bell so you don't miss out on awesome new experiments like this. And for this new series, for such a fresh experiment with Mount Chilliad, you need to give it a double like. I'm sure you're going to love this video. And of course, let's move on to the collection of cars we've prepared for today. These are meme cars, even a log car is here today. Police cars, SUVs, limousines, and of course giant monster trucks that we'll be testing in today's experiment. There's even the world's biggest Lambo. Just look at how huge this wheel is. It's probably 100 times bigger than me. If not more, but most importantly, I suggest we start right now and test which cars can make it to the finish line. Let's start with the smallest car today, and by the way, it's just really thin. Seriously, look at how thin it is. Well, maybe it's a centimeter, maybe a millimeter, but the main thing is the smaller the car, the better, I think. Because we're testing how well the car can make it to the finish line, right? And here, cars will be falling, braking, and getting crushed. Some will even lose their doors, windows, and glass. So honestly, it's actually a real advantage that we have such a small car today. Let's go, we take maximum acceleration and just fly down. Oh, this is gonna be a really intense video. Guys, you absolutely have to give a like for this. Oh, that's it. Oh, even the rock hit me just now. That was pretty unpleasant. Look, 3 rocks are flying, 2 rocks and 1 Bugatti. Although, it seems to me that this car is so thin that it doesn't even care. Although look, the hood just fell off. Such a thin hood is flying away. Okay, this is very unusual. But nevertheless, our car is still moving for now. Well, sort of moving. What do you even call this? On a roll. It's just rolling by itself. Honestly, I'm not doing anything at all. This is honestly the most relaxing experiment ever. The car is rolling down all by itself. I don't even have to steer. Seriously, it's like an anti-stress thing even. Oh, the car landed on its wheels. Perfect. Alright, now we can keep moving. And by the way, it's actually driving. If you look closely at the damage, yeah, it's like hardly anything even changed at all, really. Look, only the hood fell off, but overall it doesn't really get in our way. And we're already really close to the finish line. Honestly, it's very, very inconvenient to drive this Bugatti because it's so small and you can barely see the road. Whoa, what's with this turbo speed? Stop, 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 wait, okay, perfect landing. And we're rolling again. The most important thing is not to explode, because I'm sure today there will be cars that won't make it to the finish and will just blow up. Oh, look, it's starting to smoke. That's exactly what I was talking about. I mean, literally another 100 meters and that's it. We would have just exploded. The car is really starting to go now. I think just a couple more seconds and it'll just explode. So let's park it here. Minimal damage on this Bugatti, but nevertheless it's making it to the finish line. Well, let's continue our journey, mate. Because this is a genuine and real tractor. Or a lawnmower. Honestly, I don't think it's really clear. Alright, let's go do a downhill run without any brakes on the tractor and see what happens. That definitely sounds absolutely hilarious, but still, we are going to start right from here. Full acceleration and off we go. Oh, I have a feeling this is going to end very badly. Although the tractor... The main thing is to make it to the finish line and not explode along the way, because honestly, one wrong fall and the gas tank blows up instantly. So never try anything like this in real life, seriously. It is incredibly dangerous. Don't even think about it, it is impossible at all. Only experiments like this in GTA 5. This is the kind of thing you should just watch, like, and subscribe to. Never try to repeat it in real life. Remember that? I hope you remember, otherwise it could end very badly. So, we're going down now. By the way, the tractor's actually performing pretty well. It's already completely dented though. Look at the back, the roll cage, the engine, and it's already starting to smoke. That's it, this is a problem, guys. I feel like any second now it's just going to catch fire. And we're rolling downhill. Honestly, I can't even control it anymore. Alright then, let's go full speed. We're crashing into rocks as we go down. And honestly, I think this is one of the calmest experiments, you know, because we're really just rolling down. It's like an anti-stress activity. So if you've had a tough day, this anti-stress is really for you. A small, gentle descent without brakes. The main thing is, once again, that our tractor doesn't blow up. Otherwise, it definitely won't be anti-stress. Or something like that. Alright, it looks like we're already really close to the finish line. And could it be... The tractor is actually going to make it to the finish line, seriously. I thought it would just blow up halfway there. But nevertheless, we're making it to the finish line. And that's already 2 out of 2 vehicles. Can you imagine? Perfect. And both are smoking. But so far, not a single one has exploded yet. Whoa! Now this one I like much more. With this car, I feel like nothing will happen at all. Because this is a log car. As strange as that may sound, it's literally a real log. Look, even the wheels are made of logs, the car itself is made of logs, the steering wheel is made of logs, the engine is made of logs. I wonder, is the fuel birch sap or something else? What's in there? Alright, let's go. Let's accelerate to the max and see what this log car is capable of. By the way, I'm really curious if there will be any cars today that will just fly straight from the start to the finish without hitting the cliff even once. That would actually be really interesting to check. This log is showing itself to be quite... We're flying pretty well at top speed. The main thing is not to crash into a tree. And by the way, here's something interesting. Can this log car actually explode? Basically no, because it's actually made entirely out of logs, but it somehow still drives. It's both really scary and really interesting at the same time, because honestly, we've never tested cars like this before. By the way, you can go down right now and write in the comments which car collection we should test in this experiment next time, because today we have a real compilation. A mix of cars. That is, supercars, meme cars, off-road vehicles, and even monster trucks. That's right. Or maybe next time we should test only jet-powered cars. Or for example, only police cars. Or bot cars. You know, the most ordinary ones you can imagine. And by the way, the log car makes it with no problem at all. Or for example, maybe next episode we should test only log cars. I think it would be funny if they all made it to the finish, but is that even possible? 3 out of 3 cars are already making it to the finish line. Can you imagine? Safe and sound. Not a single car has exploded yet. Alright. Now we're moving on to real supercars. And this is an Audi from the future. It looks really cool. And we were just discussing whether today there will be a car that at full speed will just fly over this whole mountain. I think this car might actually be able to make it, or maybe not. I feel like this is finally the end for us. That's just it. We're just flying down with you and it's getting really crushed and mangled. I think by the time we reach the finish, we'll just be a flat piece of metal. Look at what happened to the car. This is just insane. Alright, let's keep going. As of this moment, luckily it's still moving. This is actually really cool. But I don't think it'll make it to the finish line, after all. This is honestly an incredibly tragic and unfortunate test for this car. Because it's so exceptionally light, even the slightest collision or impact, whether with a solid rock or a sturdy tree, will almost instantaneously and completely crush the entire car. Seriously, just look at it. It's like some kind of tin can now. Honestly, it doesn't even look like a supercar anymore. Yeah, riding on the roof is definitely worth it too. It really looks funny, honestly. But, okay, for now we're still driving and our car... Okay, it's moving. It's not exploding, it's going, and that's definitely a huge plus. Let's see, what else is it capable of? Then we even crashed into a tree. The perfect way to finish the run. But even though the car is completely wrecked, and seriously, in terms of damage, this is the saddest car of all, because it just got totally crushed. Oh, hello there. See, it makes it to the finish line even when it's completely smashed up. Absolutely perfect. Whoa. Now that is an update to the collection. I really like this. These are genuine police cars, and not just any, but actual Ferraris, guys. A police Ferrari. How often do you actually see a police Ferrari out there? I think not very often at all. And you know what I suggest right now? Let's both accelerate to the max and try to fly across the entire map at top speed. Let's go. I think that's pretty fair. Although making it all the way to the finish line, I think that's impossible. But to cut down half of the total distance like this, I thought, why not? Although, maybe that was a mistake. Right into the tree. We're flying in, oh. Even that shortcut actually didn't help us much. We've already lost the door and the hood, the car's been completely wrecked, and we're both on the roof now. Now we're driving. Oh, by the way, there's the hood, and a rock is rolling by. Careful. No, the most important thing right now is that the rock doesn't crush us too. That is absolutely perfect. Okay, the car is still moving for now, and by the way, it is not even showing any signs of smoking. I think this is definitely our best run so far, or maybe not, because if we get stuck now, it's going to be incredibly difficult to deal with. Yeah, the car is really handling it perfectly. Look, the hood is overtaking us, or is that the door? Soon the whole car will be in parts, and we'll have to put it back together at the finish line. But still, the car is actually making it to the finish, and it barely has any damage at all, so you can go for it confidently. We lost one door and the hood, that's it, and the car got a little dented. But overall, the car is feeling pretty good and it's not even smoking. Whoa, we've got another police car, but this one's not exactly ordinary. First of all, it's a Lamborghini, a police car, and it even has a minigun. Now that's something I like a lot more. Though honestly, I don't really get why we need a minigun here. After all, this is a brakeless descent down Chilliad. Well, alright, let's see what this car can do. Look, see, it says dangerous, so dangerous means we shouldn't go there. But we're going anyway because today we're doing a challenge where we test cars for durability. And the next car is a police Lambo. Whoa, look at that. It got dented after the very first touch. Oh, I really don't think this car is ever going to successfully make it to the finish line. Although, who knows? If we end up driving on the roof, then there's no way it'll make it. Look, everything's starting to fall off. The doors, the hood. Losing these parts is a very bad sign. Even the rear bumper is gone. It's already gone, guys. That's definitely a bad sign. Although I can see the finish line, maybe it'll make it, but something tells me it won't. All the bumpers are flying off and now it doesn't even look like a Lambo anymore. But an accident like this is really brutal. If you fly off a mountain like that, that's 100% totaled. Well, first of all, you shouldn't be flying off mountains. Let me remind you not to repeat such dangerous experiments in real life. Remember, this is all strictly inside the world of GTA. These are exactly the kinds of maneuvers we're testing with you today. And by the way, it's still running, seriously. Oh right, I forgot. The Lambo has the engine in the back, and our rear end barely got damaged because of the minigun. But by the way, this is its absolute top speed. Just so you know, the car won't go any faster than this. That's it, we finally arrived, and it's perfect. At least now we can just do this. Bam, bam. Call the fire department, call them immediately. I didn't even stop to think about it. This is a forest fire, haha. Well, jokes aside, because we're moving on to the next cars, and this next part is actually going to be really interesting, the limousine. I'm really curious to test the limousine in this experiment. I have no idea what's going to happen to it. Will it get crushed 2 or 3 times over, or will it make it through just fine? That's really interesting. And by the way, here's another Lambo. If you don't believe me, look, it's a Lamborghini, it says Lamborghini on the back. Well, it's a Lamborghini from the future, and it really does look super powerful. I feel like it should definitely make it to the finish line, although honestly, we don't know for sure. And we already hit the very first, smallest Christmas tree, even though this car is armored. I mean, honestly, I don't know what this Lambo is made for. Maybe for some off-roading, or I honestly don't know. But the car is armored. I mean, it has such wide, sporty wheels, and the car itself is armored. So look how many times we've already crashed. And it just has scratches on it. Well, and the door fell off. Okay, let's just overlook that moment. We keep rolling along with the rocks and the car doesn't even care at all. Like, it didn't even get dented, not by a millimeter. You see, it's completely intact. So when we drove out, at most, we just lost the right door. Now it's gone. That's it, the car didn't even get dented. That's what I really like about it. And most importantly, today we have a full-fledged, diverse collection of cars. Some get dented, some almost explode just as they approach the finish line. But this one doesn't care at all. I mean, I think we could go down 5 more times and this car still wouldn't care. It would easily make it. That can also happen before the finish line, but honestly, I really want one of them to... Today, I wish one would blow up halfway through. It seems like that's what's happening, and it might happen again. I really hope so. That would actually be really cool, because here we just make it to the end easily. But honestly, it was pretty boring because we just lost one door and got a few scratches. And that's it, completely intact. How are we supposed to take that? But we're running out of all our cars. And now we're moving on to some serious, real off-road vehicles. And honestly, this looks way cooler and much more secure because, well, I think these off-roaders absolutely have what it takes to make it all the way to the finish line today. So let's go for it. Full acceleration. By the way, this is a Hummer and it's electric. Let's see what it can do, although it's really heavy. And oh wow, guys, just look at this. After the very first drop, half the car is just crushed. I think it'll turn into a convertible by the time it reaches the finish line. The main thing is that we make it to the end, because for some reason I have a feeling this will be the first car today to explode and not reach the finish line. But honestly, it looks really bad. Just look at it. I think it's starting to smoke. Let's see. It seems to be moving for now. So far, so good. Okay, it's not smoking. It's not smoking yet. This is good. But that's for now. Because we got stuck at the Yolka. Seriously, that's it. Now we have... This is a real convertible. All the doors fell off. The car just flattened. But still, okay. She keeps driving. What do I like about SUVs? They are quite powerful on their own. And I think blowing up a car like this would actually be problematic. Although after everything it's been through, it's really just a matter of time. I think we're just spinning up and down. Oh, how many flips have we already done today? Count them in the comments. It would actually be really interesting. I think it's a lot. Probably about 100 already. Although we've only tested half the collection so far. But still, the Hummer calmly makes it to the finish line. Seriously, I thought it would blow up halfway through. But honestly, it doesn't look so great. Really not so great. It should just be scrapped for metal at this point, that's it. It's 100% unsafe to drive it. Look at how the wheels are crushed, it's just insane. Well, now we're moving on to the most interesting part of today. This is a real G-Wagon limousine. It definitely looks very unusual. And I'm sure this will be the most incredible car we'll see today. Honestly, I wasn't prepared for something like this at all. Controlling this limousine is of course incredibly challenging. You know what I suggest? Let's go for full throttle maximum acceleration and just fly straight to the finish line. Although I don't think that's actually going to work out very well with this limousine. I think this will be the coolest run ever. Seriously, we are spinning around like a giant fidget spinner, and wow, just look at how badly this car is getting crushed right now. Just take a good look at this. All of our doors and hoods have already flown off, but somehow we are still rolling along just fine. How is it even still moving? Just look at it, it's literally turned into a chunk of metal now. Well, actually that's more of a plus than a minus. The G-Wagon is remarkably still holding on for now. Is it really going to successfully cross the finish line in this condition? It seems extremely improbable at this point. But why not? Okay, full acceleration. This is 100% the funniest run because we're spinning and twisting in every possible direction. Wherever the eyes lead us. And right into a tree. Bam, bam. Absolutely perfect. But handling such a long car on a steep slope like this is really a tough challenge in itself. By the way, I'm actually quite surprised that even this enormous G-Wagon didn't explode today. For some reason, we're really lucky today and not a single car has erupted into flames. Seriously, what kind of joke is this? Well, yeah. That's it, I'm just simply stuck. I suggest we just leave the G-Wagon like this and go test the next car. But it really did take a lot of damage, of course. Look at it, it doesn't even look like a G-Wagon anymore. Okay, let's move on. These are armored vehicles, real ones. By the way, they're kind of cheat vehicles, just saying. I feel like it won't even get dented or scratched because this is honestly a really overpowered car. Look, bam, we can just take it and do anything here. You can shove and push things around, it doesn't care at all, but the most important thing is the car itself. Also, you know what I suggest? Let's get up to maximum speed and try to fly, heading straight down to the finish line. By the way, that covers the entirety of Mount Chilliad here, and I think we even actually overshot the finish line by a little bit. Well, just a little bit, you see the car doesn't care at all, it's totally fine. Look, even here. Of course, there's this pile of logs here, but we can easily climb over it. Yeah, I'm actually going to climb up Chilliad from the very bottom right now. This is definitely the best car today because it reaches the finish line without a single scratch. Look, seriously, not a single scratch. First of all, it flew over everything, and second, it just doesn't care at all. We can land like this. Oops, I definitely didn't expect that. Let's go test the next car. But we only have 5 vehicles left, so I suggest we start right away with the bike. Let's go full throttle. Why wait? I think for this bike to explode, the chances must be so tiny, like really 0.1%. Because it's a bike, I feel like bikes... By the way, bikes should be the best at this challenge. Especially these giant monster truck bikes with big wheels, look at that. Yeah, monster trucks. I think they'll get through this challenge in no time at all. What, it took us 5 seconds to get through and we're basically already at the finish line, and again, not a single scratch. Maybe our bike got a little dented, but we're already right at the finish and landing perfectly. All of this was super easy. Monster trucks are really kind of overpowered for this challenge. I suggest we go ahead and prove it. Let's take a huge zombie monster truck and see what it can do. Monster trucks really have an advantage here. The truly significant advantage is that they have giant wheels, and that is certainly going to help us out quite a bit. So basically, we're just going to be bouncing around like little balls and it won't matter at all. By the way, when they test monster trucks, they drive over all sorts of little cars and jump off ramps, you know? This is almost the same thing, except here we're going down Mount Chilliad. Well, it's more or less similar. But still, this is actually the highest mountain in the game, the highest point in the game. Nevertheless, it's really very similar, and as you can see, the monster truck is actually handling it really well. We haven't even ended up on the roof once, even though, as you can see, the engine is already visible from the top. Apparently, it's already been up on the roof quite a few times before, but seriously, now it's completely and utterly stuck. I honestly didn't ever expect this specific outcome. It's just simply stuck there and it is not moving at all. Well, that's it apparently. Our run ends here. I honestly thought, of course, that the car might suddenly explode or maybe start smoking, but for it to just get stuck like that, okay, it still doesn't make it to the finish line. And by the way, this is the very first car that actually didn't reach the finish line. That's unfortunate. Now, the last 3 cars, the biggest ones, I feel like with this Lambo, we'll just fly through everything in a second. But before we test the Lambo, we need to try out the Lunocod first, and the monster truck from the future. Let's go. No need to drag it out. Let's accelerate as much as possible right away. Let's start from the bridge. Let's not jump straight into the most dangerous ravine here. I think this Lunocode will also pass the test very, very easily because it's more or less made for this kind of thing. To begin with, it's launched high into outer space. And second, it actually maneuvers surprisingly well. Look at this, I don't know how, but this car just flies through everything so easily and doesn't even get dented. Just look at it. So, the doors flew off, the windows popped out, but that's fine, that's understandable. All those little things can be replaced, but the car itself didn't even get dented. Can you imagine? That's actually really cool. Let's get up to maximum speed and see what this car is really capable of, even though it's already proven itself. We can do a lot, you and I. We're already at the finish line. I didn't even notice how we got to the final straight. Everything landed perfectly. Dog, be careful. Luna. It is definitely moving along now, and wow, only one of our cars didn't make it to the finish line. That is honestly quite impressive. This is of course very interesting, but ahead of us are monster trucks that are even tougher, and it's the second to last one. Today we're taking a monster truck from the future, accelerating it as much as possible and testing what it's capable of. I think honestly we really want monster trucks. There's really not much point in testing them in this experiment. They're just like a bouncy ball, you saw it bounced off, although this one is definitely tougher, for real. I think it might get stuck. It could just get stuck and then we definitely won't be able to get out. That's the one major challenge our monster truck might face, because these massive monster trucks are so big, they can easily get stuck between the mountains. And we simply will not be able to make it through. No, 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 this is dangerous. This is a very dangerous canyon, please. Come on, no. That's exactly what I was talking about, guys. It just gets stuck and it won't move. See, I'm going forward, backward driving, and that's it. This is the narrowest and most dangerous spot in this experiment. Unfortunately, these 2 massive monster trucks simply get stuck right in the middle of this deep canyon and don't make it to the finish line. Well, the biggest monster truck in the entire world, that's the incredible Lamborghini monster truck. It really seems like we're finally here. We're just like a little jumper about to hop across the whole map, and neither trees nor rocks, nothing at all scares us. We'll be at the finish in 2 seconds. What kind of freestyle is this now? Perfect, look. Well, sort of. Alright, almost perfect. Well, it really looks quite unusual. We're just like a little bouncy ball, look. Bam, we jump far away, land, jump away, land. The Lambo, of course, is getting dented. One of our doors has already flown off, but still, we're landing everything perfectly. Look over there, by the way. Our 2 monster trucks are stuck, while we're already flying straight to the finish line. The most important thing is not to crash into the Christmas tree. And right here, we could get stuck. Easy, easy, easy. Come on, there we go. Phew. Carefully, everything is perfect so far, and yeah, I think we're making it to the finish line super easily. To the finish. No problems at all. That's what I call perfect parking. I think, oops, we can park our monster truck now. Man, it's really huge though. Hey, where are you going? The most interesting thing is that today almost all the cars made it to the finish line. What happened to the log? Who crushed it like that? Well, today only 2 monster trucks didn't make it to the finish and not a single car exploded. That needs to be fixed. Comment below and we'll test the cars next time in this experiment. Maybe jet cars, maybe cheetah cars, maybe police cars or just limousines. I'll read every comment and give it a heart. Well, as always, it was me, your favorite penguin. See you again. Bye bye.